Most people think that the best strategy when dealing with hard times is to remain positive. And while this is important, most people seem to forget that you cannot simply ignore the negatives. In life, you do have to acknowledge the negatives to get past the hard times. I think it is extremely important to utilise the negatives because they can actually be quite a useful tool. I'm someone who initially fell victim to the 100% positivity at all times mindset. I thought that if I just ignored the negatives, things would naturally improve and I'd start to feel better. That was in fact not the case. I had a habit of saying that I was fine when I most definitely was not fine. And this prevented me from really feeling better and things from improving really. I was only really outwardly positive when in fact I'd go home and I'd dwell on every single negative in a loop. This caused my performance to stagnate as I honestly wasn't really identifying the biggest problem areas. I needed to be able to identify the obstacle before I could move over it. Simply pulling a "if I can't see you, you can't see me" was entirely ineffective and honestly a massive waste of everyone's time. I do think about how much further I could have been had I not fallen victim to this mentality. So when I realised that I had to address this, I looked at what we do with the new starts on their first day and realised that you do actually have to acknowledge the negative aspects of life, but the trick is not to continuously focus on them. You need to be able to look at all of the negative aspects of that day once and just get it all out. Everything about that day that you disliked, you just get it out. That way, you've addressed the negative and don't have to keep coming back to it. You know, when you're sat in bed at night, you don't have to continuously be dwelling on it. However, it is important that you do this only once. If you continue to spiral into the negatives, it can easily go the other way and negatively affect your attitude. By getting it all out once, you are more likely to get back on the horse. You've acknowledged your true feelings and you can now take action to deal with it. You can't take action to fix the negative without first acknowledging that it exists. Just like you wouldn't be able to fix your car, for example, if you didn't know that there was an issue that needs addressing. So you can't address the negative without knowing that there is a negative. So what I would like you to do over the next week or so is very simple. At the end of every day, I'd like you to reflect on every negative aspect of your day. Everything that was a little bit shit, just reflect on it. There are a few ways that you can do this. You can, provided that they're okay with it, vocalise them to a friend or family member. Then maybe explain to them the purpose of this exercise so that they know that you're not just an overly negative person. Or if you feel more comfortable, you could write it down. Spend however long you need and just get it out. Then, once you've got it out, I want you to be done with it. No more overthinking, needlessly complaining or spiralling. It's done now, you've acknowledged the negative, and you can take action to address it tomorrow or when it is next relevant. But for now, I want you to enjoy your evening. I want you to take notice of how much lighter you feel and how much less resistance you feel in your brain when you think about going back to work, school, whatever has previously caused the most stress. You're more likely to return to whatever it is having done this, and you can achieve your goals without constantly fighting with your emotions just to start working on them. I also want you to remember that we are not machines. We do have emotions, and sometimes the sheer scale of the negative will get to us. And this is what makes us human. What's important is not the fact that we are affected by the negative. What is important is how we choose to respond to the negative. And just remember, if you ever feel like things are getting overly negative, you can always reach out to someone. You know, you're not alone. If you look at every successful person, they will all have experienced times of extreme hardship and will likely have felt similarly to yourself at some point or other. In the description, I will be linking my Discord server if anyone would like to join, and if you ever need to get anything off your chest or just need a bit of advice regarding mentality and attitude, feel free to reach out to me directly through my account. Thank you for all of your time, and if you liked this video or found it useful in any way, I would be really appreciative if you would subscribe and leave a like. If you have any suggestions for future areas of discussion, feel free to comment and let me know, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you.